What's up, Broncos country? Welcome back to another video here on the channel where we bleed orange and blue for our Denver Broncos. Today, we're diving headfirst into some buzzworthy news, a potential trade involving one of our defensive stars. And get this, with a division rival. That's right. The hot scoop comes from predominantly orange, and we're breaking it all down for you. What's going on, what it means for the team, and whether or not it's actually a smart move. So grab a beer, get comfy, and let's talk about it. Broncos fans, are you ready for this? All right, folks, let's get straight to the point. According to Predominantly Orange, our defensive line beast, John Franklin Myers, is being mentioned as a potential trade target. And not just to any team. To the Los Angeles Chargers, our AFC West rivals. I know, it sounds insane. A trade within the division? That's like handing over your secret playbook to the guy lined up across from you. But let me break down what's going on behind the scenes. For those out of the loop, Franklin Myers has been a cornerstone of our defense. And let's be real, our D has been on fire in 2024. He just had the best season of his career. 7 sacks, a crazy 14.4% pressure rate, ranking 13th out of 159 defenders with over 1,000 pass rush snaps since 2020. That's no joke, Broncos country. He's a QB wrecking machine, and the idea of sending him to the Chargers, a team that's already stacked, just feels off. So what do you think, Broncos fans? Would you trade Franklin Myers for a draft pick, or would you rather keep him through the end of the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know if Broncos country is just as torn about this as I am. To understand why this rumor is so controversial, we have to talk about our defense. Broncos country, our defensive line is, no exaggeration, one of the best in the NFL. Zach Allen, Nick Bonitto, DJ Jones, Jonathan Cooper, and of course, Franklin Myers. This group is a nightmare for opposing offenses. In 2024, we finished as one of the top-ranked defenses, holding teams like the Chiefs and Ravens in check during games no one expected. Remember that game against Baltimore when we held Lamar Jackson to under 200 total yards? That was all thanks to this D-line. But here's the problem. The NFL is a business, and the salary cap is the villain in this story. We've got a bunch of guys due for big contract extensions. Zach Allen and Nick Bonitto are next in line. DJ Jones and Jonathan Cooper already got paid. Franklin Myers? He's in the final year of his deal. So yeah, we can't pay everyone. And according to Predominantly Orange, JFM might be the odd man out, especially with young guys like Savion Jones and Jonah Ellis waiting in the wings. But hold up, is trading Franklin Myers really the right move? He's experienced in his prime, and our defense is clicking. Sending him to the Chargers feels like giving bullets to the enemy. Can you imagine Franklin Myers sacking Bo Nix in our next matchup with LA? I don't even want to picture that. And here's the kicker. The rumor says the Chargers need someone like him to boost their already solid defense. So why help a rival get stronger? It doesn't add up, Broncos country. Unless they're offering a first-round pick, I don't see why we'd let Franklin Myers walk. So what do you think? Is Sean Payton and George Payton cooking up a master plan? Or are they totally off the rails with this one? Can we trust our dynamic duo in the front office? All right, let's talk about the impact this could have on the team. If Franklin Myers gets traded, what happens? First off, we're losing a legit starter and a true leader in the locker room. He's not just a player, he's a guy who strikes fear into opponents. Without him, we'll be counting more on young guys like third-round pick Savion Jones and others like Quay Robinson and Jonah Ellis. They've got talent, no doubt, but they don't have Franklin Myers' experience. Can they really hold it down against teams like the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes on fire? On the flip side, if we can get a solid draft pick or even a good player, in return it could help the offense, which still needs a boost. We brought in Evan Engram during free agency, great tight end, and drafted R.J. Harvey, who's been showing flashes in preseason. But let's be real, our receiver core still isn't at contender level. Cortland Sutton is solid, Marvin Mims Jr. is starting to break out, but we need another playmaker. Could a trade involving Franklin Myers land us a wide receiver or a running back to spark the offense? And speaking of offense, Bo Nix is showing he's the guy. In 2024, he proved a lot of people wrong. Remember that game against the Panthers when he said, "I'm the future of this franchise"? Well, the kid's delivering. But for him to shine even more, He needs weapons. Would trading Franklin Myers for someone like Deontay Johnson or even Kyle Pitts, as rumored, be the right move? Now, looking ahead to the 2025 season, we're on the right track. After 10 wins and a playoff appearance in 2024, expectations are high. The AFC West is a battlefield. The Chiefs are dominant, and the Chargers are coming in hot. If we want to compete for the division title, we can't weaken the defense. That's why this Franklin Myers rumor has me worried. We're so close to being a legit contender, and now there's talk of trading him to a division rival. I'm starting to think Sean Payton is testing Broncos country's patience. So what about you, Broncos fans? Are you still backing Sean Payton? Or are you starting to lose faith with these wild ideas? Drop your thoughts in the comments. All right, Broncos country, I know this rumor has you fired up. I checked the feed on X and the fan base is split. Some are saying, don't trade Franklin Myers. Under any circumstances, he's the heart of our defense. Others are more like, if it brings in a legit offensive weapon, I'm in. And some are skeptical of George Payton, saying he loves risky trades. Remember Russell Wilson? We gave up a haul to the Seahawks and, yeah, let's not even go there. But look, trades within the division are rare. Remember when the Raiders sent Khalil Mack to the Bears? Not in division, but still a bombshell. Or when the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins? Those moves shift the entire NFL landscape. If Franklin Myers ends up on the Chargers, it's like we're giving a rival an upgrade. Imagine him lined up with Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. That Chargers D would be terrifying. Then again, we've seen teams like the 49ers trade guys like Deebo Samuel and still stay strong. So maybe Sean Payton sees something we don't. Maybe he believes our defensive depth is good enough to survive without Franklin Myers. I don't know, but I'm curious to hear what you think. Will this move finally bring the Broncos back to full playoff strength, or is it just another step in the wrong direction? Guys, this Franklin Myers to the Chargers rumor is one of those that really shakes Broncos country. Our defense is the pride of this team, and giving up a guy like John Franklin Myers to a division rival feels insane. But at the same time, we know Sean Payton and George Payton aren't here to play it safe. They want to build a championship team, and that sometimes means making tough calls. My take? I think we should hold on to Franklin Myers and build up the offense through free agency or the draft. But I want to know what you think. Would you trade Franklin Myers or keep him at all costs? And what are your expectations for the 2025 Broncos? Are we finally ready to scare the Chiefs and make a real Super Bowl run? Let me know in the comments. Your voice is what powers this channel. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss a thing. Share it with your fellow orange and blue fans. Together, we make Broncos country even stronger. Until next time, and as always, go Broncos.